Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Hard to follow that. This morning, we are so pleased to welcome our speaker, Kim Romero, Director of Undergraduate Admissions for Diversity and Access. And I'm going to date Kim and myself a little bit here because I actually met Kim like 10 years ago when Kim was in high school and a student in Elon Academy, and I was a student here at Elon and serving as a CAP mentor for Elon Academy. And so since then, we've both spent time away from Elon and found our way back. So it's a joy to have and to welcome a familiar face this morning. Kim is from Burlington, North Carolina, and is a proud alumna of Elon Academy. Following her time as an elementary school educator, she rejoined the Elon community through the Office of Admissions. Kim is currently serving as the Director of Undergraduate Admissions for Diversity and Access and the Admissions Counselor for students from Texas in her home, Alamance County. Through her work, Kim aims to work towards the mission of equitable access to quality education for all students. She resides in Graham and enjoys traveling and spending time with family and friends. So please help me to welcome Kim.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here today. It's so nice to see familiar and friendly faces. And happy Hispanic and Latinx Heritage Month. I hope you all attend those celebrations and events going on this month. And thank you, Reverend Julie, for that kind introduction. Mary Race, Aubrey, and Liam for your talents this morning. So when Reverend Julie emailed me earlier this summer to ask me to speak at Newman Lumen, I was on a train in Colorado heading back to the airport to come back home after a quick getaway. And in her email, I instantly felt connected to this year's theme, which is meaningful relationships matter. And I promise it's not because I was sitting next to one of the co-authors of this book called Connections Are Everything. The connections I've made in my life, both personally and professionally, are so important and so woven together. When looking for a common denominator among my most meaningful relationships, there was one evident answer that came to light: Elon University. It was the common thread for so many meaningful relationships, and it started pretty early in my childhood. My very first interaction that I recall with Elon dates back to the time when I was around 8. A little known fact about me is that I'm pretty crafty and I like creating art in my free time. Around that age, my drawing was selected to be showcased at Elon, an alumni gym, actually. The selection came with an invitation for me and a parent to come to a women's basketball game. My mom framed the drawing and it's still hung in our home's living room, so I should have known that Elon would be special since then. My dad came with me to that basketball game, and I have a vivid memory of an Elon staff member coming up to me and giving me a small little basketball as a souvenir to keep. That small act of kindness was a glimpse into the kind of people that you can expect to meet across Elon's campus. Fast forward a few years to 9th grade, and this great program called the Elon Academy suddenly became an opportunity for Alamance County students. The concept almost sounded too good to be true. A residential experience on a campus that prepares family and students for college free of charge. I wanted to be in that program, and I was going to give it my best try. I have a vivid memory as well of interviewing with Miss Katie LaPlante at my high school, Cummings, and sharing about my personal life with her. The care that I experienced from the staff during that process was warm and welcoming. My acceptance into the program would be a life-changing opportunity that has caused ripples that I still feel today. The first summer of the program was amazing. I met many members of the Elon community, including Dr. Leo Lambert, who's a champion for the Elon Academy, and another co-author of that book I mentioned earlier. I met some of my very best friends during that time. That is a close-knit group of people that I still celebrate major milestones with, and I'm so grateful that my friendship with them has lasted over the decade. During my years with the program, I met folks like Mr. John Pickett, who's currently the director of the Elon Academy, and Reverend Julie, when she was a student at Elon. She was one of our fantastic CAP mentors. And she helped us as high schoolers prepare for the college search while also embodying what a dynamic college student looks like. That's how I was first introduced to mentorship. The individuals that came into my life during those formative years were instrumental to helping my family and I navigate the college-going process. The Elon Academy provided me with my first official college visits and coached me through so much, like writing my admissions essay and public speaking during our last summer presentations. One of my favorite memories from then is to remember to keep myself rooted so that I don't sway while I'm speaking. When it came time to choose which college to attend, I knew Elon was special, but I also knew it was too close to home and realistically too expensive for my family without significant financial aid. I had applied to schools all over the country: Hawaii Pacific University, University of Miami, Stanford, but also schools closer to home like UNC Chapel Hill and Wake Forest. I specifically remember building a connection to my Wake Forest admissions counselor, Hattie McCombie. Hattie was so helpful and so informative through the process. She embodies what an admissions professional should be, and I often think of her in the work that I currently do. I chose Wake Forest as my home for my undergraduate years. I knew that Elon Academy had successful students attending there, and I found special comfort when I found out that my close friends would also be attending there for undergrad. The relationships I built with my professors and mentors are long-lasting. They're now part of my network, and they're people that I can call upon when I'm navigating next steps in my personal and graduate student life. One of the most special relationships in my life, my partnership with Oscar, is largely attributed to the Elon Academy as well. During the summer before my senior year at Wake Forest, I volunteered to come back for the alumni networking dinner. This dinner connects high school students in the program with college students and other alumni. It was a dinner I had attended before, but this time was a little different. There was a recent Elon graduate working as one of the lead mentors that summer. We knew of each other, but had never met until that dinner. The way the dinner works is kind of like speed dating, funny enough, where alumni move table to table, chatting to different students. When it was my time at his table, he made it a point to make sure that the chair was pulled out for me. What a gentleman. The connection was instant, and we agreed to meet again. Our first date included sitting in a hammock by Lake Marinelle. Fast forward a few years to 2020, and I found myself now ending my time as a teacher in Miami. By now, Oscar and I had made it through long distance, and we were exploring what next steps might bring us back together. At the time, Oscar had returned to Elon to work with the First Generation program at the Center for Access and Success. Dr. Jean Radigan-Rohr passed along a job opening to Oscar, which made its way to me, the Assistant Director for Diversity Recruitment. I was intrigued. I had never really considered college admissions as a potential career. I had an informational call with Courtney Vaughn, the director at the time, and she filled me in on the great work that was underway at Elon, all the great progress that had been made since I was here for the Elon Academy. I pursued the job, and we navigated the interesting hiring process that took time during the COVID era. Things worked out, and I began working at Elon in June 2020. It felt like a full circle moment. While the office was going through adjustments for safety protocols, making sure we were all safe, I still felt the special connection and that welcoming environment that I had felt all those years ago. My colleagues in the Office of Admissions are amazing, and many of them have become close friends along the way. The campus partners that have welcomed me and supported me in this work are incredibly special as well. In my current work, I'm able to help share this special place that has led me to find so many special connections with other students so that they can experience a little bit of that magic that comes with all the connections that happen out of Elon, North Carolina. Every connection matters. You never know where it may lead you, and they can mysteriously bring you to find the places and the people that you call home. Thank you.